It's official. He has put pen to paper. Welcome in, Bills Mafia, to the Bills Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose, and James Cook has officially signed his 4-year, $48 million contract extension with the Bills, $30 million of it fully guaranteed. Thank God it's happened. It has been one of the looming questions around Bills training camp and the Bills offseason and the Bills preseason. And finally, Bills fans could be like, all right, can we all stop talking about the money and finally focus on football? Adam Schefter with the first, kind of push notey this morning when I was up brushing my teeth. I get the push notey. I'm like, oh, there it is. James Cook finally signs. So here's what he says. James could only envision himself as a Buffalo Bill per his agent, Zach Heiler of LAA, who negotiated the deal. We are extremely thankful to the entire Bills organization and glad we could make this happen. And this, my friends, is why you subscribe. All Bills breaking news, always covered right here on the Bills Breakdown. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join the 5,000-plus Bills fans that have already done so and help grow this family. Couple thoughts here on the extension. This is the right deal. If you remember, hello, yes, hi, it was me, that came onto this show about 2 months ago and said, James Cook pinned a comment to his Instagram story where someone had said, James Cook wants $15 million a year. So everybody was like, he's going to get $15 million. That's what he wants. And I said, not so fast, my friend. He is not worth a dime over 12.5. I specifically said he's going to get 12. That was my prediction. Now, I don't want to be the one to toot my own horn, but toot, toot. I was right on it. And I think this is the right contract. I mean, let's go over the last couple of years, right? Since he's been with the Bills, it was by far and away, not even close, that last year his breakout season happened. So he absolutely deserved, based off of his last year alone, his contract at $12 million a year. I never thought he was going to be a top five highest paid running back in the NFL. He's just not that good. I mean, he is good. Don't get me wrong. I don't want that to get twisted. But he's not right now a top 5 back. He is certainly top 10. But the last 2 years, he's put up numbers, averaging 5 yards per carry, over 2,100 rushing yards. And again, most of this came last year. 76 receptions for 703 yards and 24 total touchdowns. So remember, he wasn't going to get $15 million per year. He deserved top 10 money. He got top 10 money because he's a top 10 running back in the NFL. But make no mistake about it, I wasn't going to give him what I'm giving Jonathan Taylor or what I'm giving Derrick Henry or Christian McCaffrey or even Saquon Barkley. Those are the guys that are like pivotal to their offense, like the number one option on their offense. Saquon is the number one go-to option, even with the likes of A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. Christian McCaffrey certainly is. Look at how San Francisco did last year. Derrick Henry has Lamar Jackson, and Jonathan Taylor is the only weapon for the Indianapolis Colts. So I look at this and I go, this was the right move. Everybody, I think, can agree on that. $30 million guaranteed. I'm sure James Cook is happy with it. His agent spoke for him. Everything is ship-shape, looking good. And he's now the 6th highest paid running back in the NFL, right? Tied with Josh Jacobs. And I also believe that that's probably right around where he's playing to his caliber. He had 18 touchdowns last year. So I'm very happy and pleased with what he has been putting on the field. And that's why I'm giving this an A- deal. I really think it's an A-. I can't give it a full A. It's probably a little bit more in guarantees that I would have given. I'm not Brandon Beane, though, so what do I know? But I'll give it an A-, a 91%. Either way, here's what I want you to do. Get down in the comments, show your support, and let me know what grade you would give the James Cook contract extension. So let's talk a little bit why it's also good for the Bills. We talked about why it's good for James Cook and what James Cook has offered the Buffalo Bills on the field. But why is it an overarching good? Like, what's the umbrella take out of all of this? Well, if James Cook decided to hold out and not play until he got signed, you're rolling with Ty Johnson and Ray Davis as your RB2 and RB3. Well, and then they would move up to RB1 and RB2. So it's fine. It's not ideal. And is it any coincidence, Bills fans, that Josh Allen is able to win his very first MVP the year that James Cook breaks out? I don't think it's that much of a coincidence. Why? Because James Cook offers another dimension to this Bills offense. He's an essential piece to not only the run game, but to Josh Allen's balance. For the longest time, Josh Allen was the run game and the passing game. And now you have a legitimate top 10 threat at the running back position, which is great because this is what gets the Bills to the Super Bowl. Prioritizing good, solid, team-friendly contracts, also identifying the talent and where it's placed in the NFL. Josh Allen is a top 2 NFL quarterback. James Cook, top 10. And Brandon Beane continues to prioritize the smart deals. I can go over the last 6 that he's recently made. Every single one of them, chef's kiss. Josh Allen, I realize the $330 million looks daunting, but when you consider the rate and the going market and how it's constantly changing itself for quarterbacks, in 2 years' time, this is going to look like a steal. James Cook, great deal. Christian Benford, even better deal. Probably the best deal on this list. Greg Rousseau got his money. Terrell Bernard got his money. And Khalil Shakir, obviously the number one option right now for Josh Allen on this Bills wide receiver room. So everything that he's doing is not only in the best interest of the players, but in the best interest of the Buffalo Bills team, because he realizes that while Josh Allen is in his athletic prime, the window is still open. It's not always going to be like that. So you've got to prioritize the weapons around him that make this Bills team great and get to the Super Bowl. Because Bills fans know better than anybody. The last 3 to 4 seasons, it's Super Bowl or it's a bust. You got to get there. You got to beat Mahomes. You've got to get to the dance. So let's go back to James Cook for just a second. How many rushing yards will James Cook have this season? If I had to put my money on it, the number is 1,000. I would say he goes slightly over that. Give me like 1075. I'll say 11 touchdowns on the ground, maybe another 1 or 2. So let's go 13 total touchdowns. I think that would be good enough to live up to his recent contract deal. By the way, in case you were joined live for us with our New York Giants live stream, we're going to be going live once again. Preseason week 2 in Chicago, the Windy City. Bills taking on the Bears. That would be an 8 p.m. kickoff. So it's a late one. However, we're going to be live here breaking it all down, so come and join the Bills Mafia family by hitting that subscribe button and get ready to party, because Sunday is going to be a very, very fun day. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. James Cook has officially put the pen to paper, and that's good news for all Bills fans. Until next time, be cool.